Welcome to BioVivacious. I'm Sebastian. BioVivacious is a YouTube channel dedicated to clear fundamentals of biosciences and make the subject exciting. Measures of dispersion is another fundamental concept in statistics. So measures of dispersion will give you an idea about how much the data is scattered. Now for example, look at these. One is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is one example. The second example is 1, 2, 5, 7, 12, 15. So from these two examples, when you look at these two examples, it is very clear that this is not scattered. This is highly homogeneous. This data is highly homogeneous, whereas this data is quite scattered. So we say that it is very heterogeneous data. Heterogeneous data. So measures of dispersion is basically talking about how data is scattered, how much it is scattered. There are 4 measures of dispersion. The 4 measures of dispersions are: one is called range, second one is called quartile deviation. The third is called mean deviation, and the last one is called standard deviation. So these are the 4 measures of dispersion: range, quartile deviation, mean deviation, and standard deviation. So let us take up the first one, that is range. Range, you know that range is normally calculated. We ask the question, what is a range? Range is the maximum value minus the minimum value. Let us assume that the largest value is denoted as L and the smallest value is denoted as S. So therefore range is equal to L minus S. There is another concept that is called coefficient of range. So the coefficient of range is L minus S divided by L plus S. So this is how we calculate coefficient of range. So with this understanding, let us look at the next one, that is, so range is done. The next topic is quartile deviation. So in the quartile deviation, there is a formula that we need to use for calculating quartile deviation. So it is to find the value which will divide the given distribution into 4 equal parts. So that is what we call a quartile. Look at this graph. So if this is the distribution, this value is dividing the distribution into 2 parts. This is dividing the distribution into 4 parts. This is 25%, this is 25%, this is 25%, and this is 25%. So quartile deviation is nothing but we are trying to find out how much is 1/4 of it. That is quartile deviation. This is Q1, this is Q2, and this is quartile number 3. So the procedure for calculating quartile deviation is, we have a very simple formula. So the simple formula is, we use the formula quartile Q1 is equal to L plus H by F into 1/4 N minus C. What each of these means, represents? L stands for lower limit of Q1 class. So we need to find the quartile 1 class. So F is the frequency of the Q1 class. So H is the height of the Q1 class. C is the cumulative frequency of the class interval preceding. So this is the word preceding Q1 class. So these are what the symbols represent. L is the lower limit of the Q1 class, F is the frequency, H is the height, and C is the cumulative frequency of the preceding Q1 class. So let us take one example and try to understand what quartile is all about. So an example is written on the board with the class interval and corresponding frequencies. So let us find out the first quartile. So in order to find, first we need to find the L. So that is the lower limit of the quartile class. So therefore, in order to find that, first we need to find cumulative frequency. So therefore, cumulative frequency is, this is 12, this is 42, this is 76, and you add 65, this becomes 141, this becomes 186, this is 211, and this is 229. So therefore, we have got the value n is equal to 229. So we need to find 1/4 of it. So 1/4 n is, this is divided by 4. That will be equal to, let's say it is 57.25. So now we need to find the cumulative frequency greater than 57.25. So cumulative frequency greater than 57.25 is 76. So therefore, this is going to be the Q1 class. This is the Q1 class. So now we have all the values. Now L is equal to 30, H, this is 10, F, frequency of that class is 34, 1/4 n we have it here, and C is the cumulative frequency that is of the preceding class, that is this 42. Okay, so it's a matter of now just doing the calculation. So let us write down here. So therefore we say that 30 plus 10 by 34 into 57.25 minus 42. So therefore this is equal to, this part I am rubbing, this is equal to 30 plus, this will be 152.5 divided by 34. That is equal to 34.48. So this is the Q1, quartile 1 of this particular distribution. Now let us calculate the third quartile, that is Q3. So the formula for calculating Q3 is the same. The only difference is we take the 3/4 n. So therefore, let us do that calculation. So we need to find 3/4 n. So that is equal to 3/4 n is equal to 3/4 into 229, which is equal to 171.75. So in order to find the quartile class now, 170 cumulative frequency greater than 171.75. So that is equal to this. So therefore this is going to be the Q3. Now we'll replace the values. So therefore L is equal to 50, H is equal to 10, F is equal to 45 here. This is equal to 171.75. C is the preceding class, that is 141. So let us replace the values. So therefore 50 plus 10 by 45, now in bracket 171.75 minus 141. So when you do that, you will get 50 plus 307.5 divided by 45. So this will be equal to 56.83. So this is going to be either Q3. So you have learned and also check whether the answer that you got is within the either quartile class. So 56.83 is within 50 to 60 class interval. So therefore your answer should be right. So we have learned either calculating either Q1 and Q3. So this is one of the measures of dispersion.